guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my haul this week. I'll show you what I got. These are meals to help me stay on track, losing weight, watching calories, counting Weight Watchers points. And I'll just show you what I got this week. So it was a little bit of a heftier week as far as groceries are concerned because I wanted to stock up on a few things. That way I'd have snack options or easy, convenient meal options when I needed. So for that, I bought these Kind protein bars. They've got 12 grams of protein. This one only has 8. I bought 3 boxes so I'd have options, and so I'd be able to have this as a quick breakfast option when I didn't feel like cooking eggs. I could have a protein bar alongside 2 boiled eggs maybe to increase the protein even a little more. But I wanted to have some flavor options, so I got the dark chocolate nut, crunchy peanut butter, and then this one is peanut butter banana dark chocolate. Hello. So that's what I got for a snack breakfast option. Got some veggies. I got this onion, and then I went into the store into Fred Meyer and I saw these were a lot cheaper, so I got 2. So I have a few onions for the next couple of weeks, and I'll have that for whatever I decide to cook. Got 4 avocado, so I can have that with avocado toast. I've got some carrots. I bought these at Trader Joe's. I ran in just for some snacks. I also got some bell pepper. I'm going to use this to cook with, and then I'll cut up the red and yellow just for snacking. In addition to that, I've got this hummus, these little snack cups. They didn't have the Hope hummus, so I didn't get a big container, but I got these little individuals to have on hand to go with the carrots, the bell peppers, the cucumbers that I picked up. Got 2 cucumbers. I got a head of cabbage because I'm going to make cabbage casserole. I've got the ground beef already in the freezer. I'm going to pull that. I got this tomato basil soup for the cabbage casserole. The recipe calls for Campbell's condensed tomato soup, but I've been using these that are already made into soup, and it's been working just fine. I've got this French toast grilled cheese croissant loaf. I actually have an idea for this. I've been thinking about those croissant breakfast sandwiches that I used to get when I was younger at like Burger King. And obviously the croissant itself is like 12 points, but these slices of bread are just 4 points, and it's basically a croissant made into a loaf. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try it with just 1 piece of bread though, and maybe cut it in half. We'll see. It may not be big enough, but I'm going to try that with this croissant loaf. This is something new I've never tried, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. 1 slice is only 4 points. I've got some eggs. So I've got the pasture-raised omega-3. I got the 18 count. It was not a bad deal. I've got some turkey sausage links. I'll cut them in half or cut them in pieces, mix them up with the eggs for the croissant breakfast sandwiches. There's my hummus. I've got some more veggies. I've got the celery sticks. And I've got the Stoke Cold Brew Espresso Blend. So this is what I've got. I think that's all. If I find anything else in the fridge I didn't show you, I'll show you when I'm putting my meals together. But got some options here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see how I put all this together. And don't forget to like and subscribe. For next week, I'm going to take out some leftovers because I'm expecting to be pretty busy. I'm not sure what this is. I think it might be Indian food that I froze. Like maybe I made my tikka masala and then froze it. I'm not sure though, but we'll find out once it defrosts. This, I think, is tikka masala. I can see a potato there, chicken, rice. Take out these 2. And I'll take out this one. So that is 3 containers of leftovers to use up. Also going to pull out one of my ground beef so that I can use one of these up. I've gathered all the ingredients to make my little breakfast croissant sandwiches, and I'll just make them pretty simply with the bread, the eggs, a slice of cheese. This is the thin sliced Kraft, and this turkey sausage. So the croissant bread is 4 points, egg is 0 points, And the sausage is 1 point, as well as the slice of cheese. The weather has been so beautiful. I made sure to get outside and get a walk in. I went down to Pike Place Market one day. I saw Beecher's cheese being made and the market with all the fish and fruits and veggies. I didn't get a picture of the fruits and veggies, but I got all my steps in multiple days a week, 5 days out of the week. I got 8,000 steps, so I'm doing really good getting my exercise in, and that makes it different for weight loss. I've got all my ingredients ready to make the cabbage casserole. I'm making it in this pan that I bought to transport some snacks to work during a work party that I never ended up using. So I'm going to go ahead and use it today. It'll make for an easy cleanup. This is something my mom made for us growing up. I can't make it as good as she did, but I still like to try, and it's really good. It's one of our favorites. I've got 1 package of ground beef. This is the higher fat one, but I just make sure to drain it really well. I take a paper towel and I pat out a lot of the grease, and that lowers it. I count it as 90-10, even though it's more like 85-15, I believe, or 80-20. I use 1 whole head of cabbage. I like to use fresh cabbage, but you could try to figure out how much is in a bag and use that. I use 1 whole onion and 1 whole bell pepper. I could probably cut them in half and that would be fine, but I just use the whole ones. I use 1 carton of tomato basil soup. I also like to use the cans of Amy's tomato soup. My mom uses Campbell's condensed tomato soup. You do need it to be soup though. You don't want to use tomato sauce. You're going to use about a cup of rice. This is the rice that I already had on hand, so this is the pantry item, I guess. For seasonings, I use my tried and true Tony's Sashries, never fails. If you're not into spicy Creole seasoning, you can skip. I also like Italian seasoning. That's just a good catch-all seasoning. And parsley. You could also add basil, but there's basil in the Italian seasoning. Put it in the oven for about 30 minutes, cooked it at 375. This is what it looked like when I pulled it out. And I realized I hadn't added the seasonings, so I added all the seasonings. I had seasoned the meat, but I wanted to add some more to the pan. It was actually better this way because it would have been kind of messy to try to season it when it was a kind of a heaping mass in the pan. But this is what we've got, and it needs to cook some more. So I'm going to put it back in for another 30 minutes. And then when I pull it out, it wasn't quite done. So I put it in for another 20 minutes. So a total of an hour and 20 minutes. I think it's just because I get so much out of it. If I could figure out how to make a smaller batch, it wouldn't take so long. But you really want all that tomato soup to cook out and kind of for the casserole to dry out some. But this is how it looked like right before I put it in for the third time. And this is the final product after that third 20-minute period of baking in the oven. Really good, yummy. I added a little more salt to each container as I would eat it during the week. I just don't know how much salt to add because Tony's has salt in it, so I don't add too much, but it was really good. I enjoyed having this all week. I ate it with different types of crackers. Saltines are always good, but I had some other varieties as well. And all around, this was a great meal prep. And this is what it looked like in my takeaway container that I take to work. So I put some corn and a little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter, light. And that's what I took to work. It was low points and I had it with crackers. So that did bump up the points a little bit. But I enjoyed it. I got 11 servings out of it and I saved some in the freezer for future when I just need to pull something out of the freezer. Speaking of the freezer, this is how I used my leftovers that I pulled out of the freezer. This is the chicken tikka masala that I made in the crock pot. I also found one little naan bread left over in the freezer. You can freeze bread. And I pulled that out. I let that defrost in the fridge and heated it in the microwave, and I got a nice meal out of it. And this is the surprise meal from the freezer. It ended up being ratatouille. I'd forgotten all about it, but I had that ratatouille. I had it over some rosemary bread, and it was a good way to use up some leftovers. I love ratatouille. It's one of my favorite meal preps.